こんにちは。ゆきえタイムズにようこそ。アメリカシカゴ在住フルーティストのゆきえです。And so today I have Ashley. Hello. Thank you so much for joining my video.
Yes, so excited to be here.
So today we would like to share our experience of finding apartment for musicians. It's sometimes very hard, so tricky.
Yeah, but you have to play a game and find the place that really fits.
It is. And then actually, how we met, because Ashley is August, and she used to live my old room or like apartment.
Yeah, just down the hall over
here.
Yeah.
But now she moved away, so we are actually now living different apartment. But we played in some gig, and we talked just a general talk, like where do you live? And
it's like, wait a minute, do you live at this address, on this floor, in this room?
And also, didn't you tell me that you used to receive my mail?
Yeah, I got some mail for Musicians Club of Women to this name, and I was like, wait, Musicians Club, wait, is this the flute player that's over there? And I think I even looked you up on Facebook, and I'm like, I think that's the person I've seen in the hallway. That might be her.
Yeah, I also heard you're practicing, like, where is the host? I just hear my floor.
But musicians, you know us, we're too shy to actually go introduce ourselves.
Until we play next to each other.
Yeah, and that was like, when was that? That was in the spring, so that was a solid a year and a half.
Almost.
Yeah.
2 years or something. Yes. But since then, yeah, I had a good connection. Yes. So you just never know. Your life, you never know.
You just gotta go say hi to your friends.
Yes.
Or your future friends.
So the really first apartment in the United States actually was kind of tough. I look apartment nearby my university because I thought I could practice at university, so I really didn't care to practicing at my apartment. So I just randomly take. Of course, I had some friend already abroad, so I had some recommendation. Although since I was foreigner, I actually had to have a co-signer in order to rent a room. And luckily I have an exchange family, so she actually offered to be a co-signer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it was so lucky of me.
Yeah.
The first album, I wasn't sure that I can practice. So, and then I'm so sensitive to practicing the apartment. So I even done a holiday season, the school is off, so I have no place to practice. I ended up to practice at my apartment, but I did play walk-in closet because I was so shy. It was next door.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I have some friends and myself. Well, I never did that. I have a friend who would practice in her car. I had another friend this was back in San Francisco. I had another friend who would also practice in his closet. And I know actually one of my apartments, it was an undergrad, and there was 4 of us musicians in there, and we would practice whenever anyone would practice. The next time we would leave the house, we would find Kit Kats at our front door, and we were just like, what's going on? And apparently it was our upstairs neighbor, and because then he would leave notes that was beautiful playing, or play the scales again, and it was the weirdest thing. And so we'd be like, oh, should we play more?
Wow.
Yeah,
so you actually got
we had an incentive to practice. Yeah.
Wow.
It got a little weird when we started getting a lot of them, and we were like, okay, this is, and I think that their roommate or something must have told them to stop because it was getting a little much, a little creepy. But yeah, they're definitely not all like that. They've only
I wish I could have that kind of neighbor.
Yeah.
But so this apartment actually, when I signed up, I made sure with the landlord that I'm a musician, I need to practice. Can I practice? And then so after they give me a confirmation that yes, you can practice, then I sign the lease.
Yeah.
I don't want to take a chance. That's me. Even they officially gave me confirmation that I can practice this room, but I still little nervous when there were new neighbors coming in. I was nervous.
Okay. Yuki is way too nervous. like yeah, when I signed my lease, I knew that like there was an extra space in the downstairs that they had said like, oh, could be available for, you know, practicing or whatever. And so it seemed like a very like artist friendly environment. When I came and was looking, the manager, he showed me and some other people a couple different places. And then when I was like, because I came out here over the summer before, and like this was the only place I saw. And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to look at a million different places. And so when I saw this, I was like, okay, I guess this looks fine. And then he was like, oh yeah, and I actually have another room that's gonna be available. Let me show you some pictures. And he showed me pictures on his phone, and you were in them. And there was a flute. Like I saw the flute and like on the stand and everything, and I was like, okay, a musician lived here. Okay, like
really?
I can live here. Yeah. And so I was like,
took my room?
Yeah, you were in the room. So you must have known.
I forget.
Yeah, I probably have them somewhere.
Oh really?
But so I was just like, okay, like a musician lived here. I'm good. Like, yeah. So I guess it's because of you that I'm here.
Yes.
That I was here.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah.
But how about new apartment?
Yeah, and my new apartment, actually, it was a very similar situation. So I found it on Facebook Marketplace. I was looking at the pictures and I saw a cello case and I was like, oh, so there must have been a musician that lived here. And I asked the person, because they were trying to leave their lease early, so they weren't, the tenant was responsible for finding a new person instead of like the room already being empty. And so I asked the person directly, I was like, oh, you guys are musicians, like, were you able to practice? And they were like, oh, it's actually more of a hobby, but like, yeah, it hasn't been a problem. And I'm on the top floor now, so there's no one above me, and the people below me. I never practice before 10 a.m. or after 9 p.m. That's like my own cutoff. And I have not seemed to have a problem with that.
Wow.
Though this one, 1 to 5 p.m.
I'm
too nice.
Well, just only the COVID period, okay?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna start like maybe 10 a.m. hopefully, if I can wake up early.
Come on, help me convince her. 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. perfectly acceptable. 8 p.m. if you really want to be nice. And actually, if you want to give yourself some like standards, you know, like you could even try to do like 7 or something. So it's like the end of your work day, you know, boundaries, work-life balance.
Yes.
What a concept.
Like when I actually used to live in your room, I mean like your old room, like I used to live at this car room.
Down the hall.
I actually was practicing like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. actually, because my next door was my friend actually, who is also playing the trumpet. So like we both were practicing, so like I really didn't care. But then afterwards she left, I had a new neighbor. Yes, and then actually this is a reason. I loved my old room, but like I hear the swear.
Yeah.
The guy was just like say or like something that, and I felt like he's yelling at me practicing.
No, he was still there when I moved in, and I like was like, what? I thought he was fighting with his girlfriend, and a couple times like I would bang back because I was like, are they having a fight? Did? Yeah. Well, then I figured it out. I like listened close enough. He was playing video games. He was yelling at his friends while playing video games.
That's you told me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, and I was just like, are you kidding? And that's when I started, like, I was more like, shut up. Like, because this wasn't at like 9 o'clock at night. This was at like 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m.
Yes.
It was not reasonable hours at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, he started like something like yelling at something like while I was practicing, but also like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. So like I knew it. He was not yelling at me, something else, but still, I was so nervous.
You're too nervous. Too nice, too courteous. You gotta be,
But then also, yes, like I heard my friend actually, she had a new neighbor and she has to teach online because of the COVID. So like she doesn't do in person, she just like teach on Zoom or something. When she started to teach, the neighbor actually like makes noise on the steps or something. So like she's also like very like sensitive as me. So she moved to the different room. So like have a distance. But then the neighbor also moved the same way because they think same way. Like okay, so like they be like doing like back and forth in the room, and then like. If I have this happening like in my life, I will be so stressed out.
Yeah, I guess with that kind of situation, you just have to talk to them.
That's the thing. I can't.
This one's too afraid. But yeah, you gotta just like have a conversation with them. Explain this is my career. Like this is how I make a living. This is gonna happen. Don't say whether you like it or not. They're not gonna like that. But think
exactly.
This is gonna happen. Let's figure out a solution. How we can both benefit, how we can both be happy. And when in doubt, buy them some noise canceling headphones.
But is that like usually like musicians always like move in, take a chance, if not negotiate or something?
Yeah, I know some friends who have, one of my friends wrote a nice note and like put it, like slipped it under all their neighbors' doors that like, this is our job, it can be loud, but we will only do it between these times. If that's a problem, let us know. We're in this apartment. And like it hasn't really been a problem.
Wow.
So it's hard, but it's also, it is our life.
Exactly.
And so
one thing is I always try to choose the apartment made by concrete. Wood. Yes, that's like one thing. Like I used to actually have like a whole unit with like 2 roommates, and it was made by wood. We actually, like, landlord actually was living upstairs, and she had a tenant, us, and one more on the lower floor. But of course, like, we made sure, like, 3 musicians, same unit, practicing all day. But then so the landlord, because she admit us to practice, so she didn't say anything. But one point I heard that the neighbor, our downstairs, was kind of a little annoyed with us practicing like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Oh, that's a little bit,
Yeah, it's a little bit.
At that point.
They don't say anything to us because, it's already made a decision. So I have to make sure before I move in. Because I don't want to get any stress. But
yeah, this building is definitely concrete. I tried to drill holes in the wall. Did not work.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very sad for decorating, but great for practicing.
Yeah, great for practicing, But the Kit Kat things is so nice.
Yeah, it got a little weird. I'm trying to remember some of the messages. Like some of them were like, they looked like, actually now that I think about it, they looked like they were scribbled by a child. So now I'm thinking maybe it was a child actually, which is really sweet. Because like they weren't real words a lot of the times. Like they didn't create actual words. It was like we were like trying to like translate, figure it out. That was a fun one.
So far I don't have any gift yet, but
someday I should have left you something. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's gift each other.
Yes.
Even we are not neighbor anymore.
I think I might still have the building key.
ということで今回は私たちのアパートの経験についてお話ししました。Thank you so much for sharing your experience of apartment, like finding an apartment.
Yeah, of course. It was fun to relive stories together.
Yes. 今回もご視聴ありがとうございました。
Thank you for watching.
グッド評価ボタン、皆様のコメントお待ちしております。
Give us a like and comment below.
See you next time!